Greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your February 2016 month ahead Tarotscope reading. This reading is for you if your sun, moon, or rising signs are in the sign of Cancer. I'll go ahead and start shuffling here. I'm shuffling now to let the appropriate cards for you come up to the top of the deck. The ones that are matching with your vibrations for this month. I've already shuffled the cards before I started recording this video quite extensively, just to mix up all the cards real well and to shake off any prior energy from prior readings. So I'm shuffling now, continuing to focus on your energy, Cancer, and focusing on what you will be experiencing and feeling and learning about in this month ahead, the month of February. So a card flipped itself around. This is actually happening to quite a lot of signs this month, that cards are kind of flying out of my deck as I'm shuffling. So I feel like overall we're experiencing a very fast month this February. Things are just going to kind of fly at us. Information, signs, synchronicities. It's going to be almost like a domino effect. It's going to just lead one thing to another. For you in particular, the card that's flown out at us here is the Five of Wands. Now this card depicts 5 people standing and fighting with each other, hitting each other's wands. And for you in particular, Cancer, I feel like this card, the energy of this card, is happening internally. For you in this month, and maybe even now as we're kind of heading into this month of February, you're really feeling like you're at war with yourself. And it's not necessarily, I'm gonna take that back, not war. It's not that there's two sides fighting with you. It's more that there's so many voices inside of you and they all want the same thing, but they all want to do it a different way. And because of that, you're having all these different parts of your psyche almost rebel against each other and keep you up at night saying, oh, well, we could do this, well, we could do it that way, well, we could do it that way. So there's no inner agreement, no inner harmony to your experiences and your thought patterns right now. So really focus on fine-tuning your vision as we move into the month of February. See how you can narrow down your thoughts and see if you can bring some agreement and balance to all the different options. So I'll go ahead and continue shuffling here, focusing on the spread. Okay, so the first card here is how you're feeling heading into this month. So how you're feeling now in this present moment, heading into the month of February. And we have the 8 of Swords. This card is all about self-imposed bondage. Now I feel that a lot of you might look at this card and say, what are you talking about? Things are great right now. And while I do see lots of success in your life, I feel that some of the success is being used to keep other things at bay. I feel that maybe the habits and the patterns that you're establishing in your life right now that you're carrying out, perhaps you're incredibly busy or perhaps you've really involved yourself in a particular activity. Although lots of good is coming out of it, there is a side to these lessons saying you're doing these things to avoid sitting with your emotions. And I say emotions here because this woman tied up and bound, she's standing in some water. And it's not an ocean, it's just a trickle. It's almost like a dried up river. That's what I'm seeing. So for you, I feel like there's some things, there's emotions that are kind of starting to come up. Things that you haven't dealt with from the past necessarily, or that you've worked really hard to suppress. The water's starting to trickle in. The emotions are starting to come up. And you're starting to feel like you're getting wet feet. And for these reasons, you're doing your very best to avoid the realization that you are standing in water, that you are standing in emotions. And you're really trying as hard as you can to be in denial of these things creeping up towards you. So continue to put all your energy and your excitement into the projects that you're working on right now, because I see this castle in the background. These things that you're involved in, they are part of your life path. They are part of your truth, your personal truth. Also be aware that there's another side to this story. There are other motivations that are pushing you forward. And once you become conscious of those other motivations, you can make the conscious decision if you want them to continue being a force that's pushing you forward, or if you have other reasons that you could do these projects or these. I do feel for a lot of you it is career based, or just like a project is the word that's coming into my mind. I do think you're going to be successful at it because we do have that castle here, but the castle is behind almost a gate of swords. So I think for you, it's really important that you're able to pull these swords out of the ground, chuck them away, so that you can have a smooth walk towards your castle. If you continue to avoid these swords, well, they're just going to become heavier and pointier and sharper. So it is up to you if you want to incorporate these things now or wait until later. Whichever it is, I do feel like there are things that you are going to eventually need to work through. And especially this month, as we head into this month and in the actual month of February itself, I think you're going to start feeling some of these sharp pokes from these swords, so to speak. They're going to start making themselves a lot more known. Card number 2 is your general forecast for the month ahead. So this is your general forecast for the month of February. And we have the Page of Cups. This is definitely going to be an emotional month for you, Cancer. Lots of things are being brought up to the surface. And the tarot card here, the Page of Cups, is urging you to look at it with curiosity and fascination. The Page of Cups is urging you to almost be childlike in your exploration of these emotions. I think that for a lot of you, you really struggle with judging your emotions, making critical statements about what you're feeling. So really working to release that need to judge yourself, that need to criticize yourself, that need to beat yourself down, and at the same time, your need to build yourself up, because that is another form of judgment. Simply let it be. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. Experience the emotion and see what you can learn from it. So really taking the role of the witness here. It's almost a childlike curiosity. And seeing if you can use that childlike energy to explore some of the things that maybe you're afraid of exploring right now. I think for a lot of you, doing some sort of art form would really help you to explore this inner landscape in a way that feels safe and in a way that feels fun too. Card number 3 is your upcoming challenges. And we have the Tower. So the Tower here represents a sudden, almost shocking realization or event. Something that's completely out of the blue and completely changes everything. For you, I think this is going to be really almost like a light bulb moment, understanding how much your emotions really affect your life. I think it's something that you're semi-aware of, because I think as you watch this, you feel, yes, I know I'm emotional. But I think there's going to be a real moment this month of February where you feel something. You have an epiphany moment, but it's on an emotional level. And it's so powerful for you. Because I think for some of you, you've really suppressed that ability to feel fully, to keep yourself safe, which is a completely valid reason. I think you're really going to have a moment where you feel so strongly and so deeply, where you start to examine why you don't feel that way all the time, or what has held you back from feeling that way in the future. What sort of things have happened to you in the past when you felt so deeply? So I really feel like for you, this Tower energy is going to be in almost a form of a memory on an emotional level. There's going to be some sort of connection made this month, and you're going to kind of connect the dots and really feel that connection in your gut, in your emotional self, in your emotional body. And this is going to bring you to a lot of realizations about yourself and about things that have happened to you in your past. I think you are going to see some patterns between different events in your life and understand why you've experienced those particular events. Card number 4 is your good fortune, blessings, and abundance. So this is all the beautiful gifts that are coming your way in the month of February 2016. And we have the Fool. And I love this card coming right after the Tower, because often when our world is shooken up, the beautiful gift, the beautiful blessing of that is that so much old energy is moved out. So much old energy is sent back to spirit, to the earth, to be transmuted into usable energy once more. When we carry stuff with us from the past, we carry them as blockages, as stagnation in our body. And it's almost like having a clogged up energy system. When we have those profound moments of spiritual experience or an epiphany or whatever word you want to use for it, and sometimes it does come in the form of this tower energy, and I think for you it does, when we have that lightning bolt moment, a lot of that energy is shifted. Those blockages are moved so that stagnation, it starts to have movement to it. And when we clear it out, we have this new, clean slate to work off of. And that's the gift for you. That's what this Fool card is representing. The Fool is the fool who leaps off the cliff without looking. The Fool is the fool who goes off onto a new adventure, who goes exploring, who takes chances, who has some of that childlike innocence and curiosity and naivety that we kind of mentioned before. I think for you, once you have this tower energy start to incorporate itself into your life, you're going to kind of be forced off the cliff. And although it may be painful at certain times, you're going to find that you survived. In the end, it wasn't that bad. And this Fool energy is going to now push you off the cliff, only it's not pushing because it's your choice, you're jumping. So it moves from almost a forceful jump, a forceful new start, to a new start that is now your conscious choice. A new adventure brings in lots of new opportunities, new energy, new blessings, and I think that you're going to find that there's some wonderful aspects of your life and areas of your life where you really step into your power. The last card of this spread is this month's lesson. So what are you going to learn this month, Cancer? And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Ultimately, your lessons are about abundance. Your lessons are about letting that abundance come to you. I feel like a lot of you have struggled with feelings of, I deserve to have a lot. I deserve to have material goods and financial wealth. Am I a good enough person? Did I do it well enough to have this success? And maybe some of you have this idea of what a successful person looks like in your head, and you constantly measure yourself against that imagined expectation of what a person who's successful would be like. And you measure yourself against that character that you've created in your mind. So for you, I think a big lesson is understanding that you can be successful now exactly how you are, that everyone is imperfect, and that perfection that you're holding in your mind right now of what someone would look like if they're successful, that's not necessarily your truth of success. I think a big lesson this month is going to be letting go of the control and letting abundance just come to you. Because a lot of times it is going through big experiences, big understandings, big epiphany moments. And just taking chances that you thought would never lead you anywhere, but you're taking them anyways, and then they lead you somewhere. Let go of the reins, let go of control, and trust that this abundance will come to you in whatever form is appropriate to you. Instead of ordering the universe to bring you this abundance in a super specific way, you're limiting yourself by doing that. So this concludes your reading for the month of February 2016. As always, it was a pleasure. If you're interested in a personalized reading, please check out my Etsy in the description below.